Hi everybody, it's Mateo from the Cosmos Within Us, and today I'm going to be talking about trine aspect and particularly about a grand trine. So what is a grand trine? It is a figure in your chart or any other chart that you're looking at of a equilateral triangle which consists of 3 points connected with each other with an aspect of 120 degrees, which is a trine. So 3 points, planets or stelliums, creating a equilateral triangle are connected with each other with 3 trines. The zodiac signs are organized in a certain way. They're organized by a element and the modality. Right now we're going to focus on the elements because that's more important when talking about the grand trine. So if we start counting zodiac signs from Aries, we'll get fire element Aries, then earth element Taurus, then air element Gemini, water element Cancer, and another fiery sign Leo. So after 4 elements, fire, earth, air, water, the order repeats itself. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and then Sagittarius, another third fiery sign. Trine is a distance of 4 zodiac signs, right? So if we have a planet in Aries, there's from fiery Aries to earthy Taurus, that's a 30 degrees. From fiery Aries to airy Gemini, that's 60 degrees sextile. From fiery Aries to watery Cancer, that's 90 degrees square. And from fiery Aries to fiery Leo, 120 degrees trine. Before we start talking about grand trine, which is a 3 trines connected into a triangle, let's talk a little bit about the trine itself. The trine is a aspect connected with easiness, openness, flow, expression, and stability. It is also good to remember about the nature of the number 3 in numerology, because that's a trine, which is first stable number, which is a first number that gives a stability, right? Because number 1 is like a sitting on a chair with one leg. Number 2, chair with 2 legs, a little bit more stable, but still not really. 3 legs is the first amount of legs that gives you some kind of stability in the chair or table, that gives some kind of support. So a stability and support is associated with number 3. 4 legs, of course, even more stable, but that's another story. So these are the qualities of trine: openness, flow, expression. It is overall considered very beneficial aspect. Let me give you an example how trine might work, might manifest itself in a chart. Let's say the person has a trine between Mercury and Saturn. Element is not so important now. So Mercury, language and the communication, mind, written text, everything that is connected to verbalizing our thoughts. Saturn, organization, structure, discipline. This person or this aspect might describe easiness in organizing, Saturn, a written word. So for example, the person might be natural editor, right? Or a writer, or anything that has to do like expressing some even complex thoughts in a very accessible, organized way, right? Saturn, grounding, organization. Let's say there is a trine between Venus and Neptune in somebody's chart. Venus our sense of aesthetics, also natural expression. Neptune, which is dreamy, visionary. That is also a level, deepest level of psyche, our connection to collective unconsciousness. That might be very helpful aspect in artistic expression, right? Venus, all the content from within the Neptune. The person might be great in expressing something that we all feel, right? Since the Neptune is a collective planet, the planet of the collective psyche. Three trines or grand trine, equilateral triangle, connects the points or the zodiac signs of the same element, right? So there is fire trine and fire grand trine. There is air trine and a grand trine, water and earth, right? So presence of any of these signifies some kind of emphasis on that element, but also on some kind of a skill or maybe a talent within this area described by this element. So, for example, if it is a water trine, which is connected with emotions and feelings, how we process emotions, root person very deep in emotional reality of human life. Maybe that's some kind of a gift in psychotherapy or art, something that has to do with expression of the emotions. For example, especially in the grand trines, very often it symbolizes some kind of a skill or a talent or a gift. But because of the nature of the trine, this is often a gift or a talent that we tend not to use because we take it for granted. Grand trine often describes things that effortlessly landed on our laps, while other has to work very hard for it. Grand trine, or sometimes even a trine, describes the things that are pretty natural for us. Let's take an example of two musicians, right? And in a chart of one of them, their musical skills and talent come from grand trine. In case of other a musician, his musical skills come from, for example, square, which is possible. So the musician, the trine musician, maybe it's a person who was born with natural skills to play instrument and didn't have to practice so much and didn't have to spend so much time practice the instrument. It was just easy for him. A person was born natural. The other one had to work really hard, spend hundreds of hours, years practicing the instrument, and it didn't come very easy. Often, the outcome is that the trine or the grand trine musician or artist didn't really make much out of his art in his life. Maybe it's a musician who just plays for a small circle of friends. He doesn't really share his music so much because it was just always there and came pretty easy. If somebody invested so much time, effort, energy, and basically whole life of crafting the skill, this person will more likely make sure that this not get wasted and put even more effort to really bring it out to the world and share it, because person had to work so hard for it. So this is a one example how trine might work and how the challenges related with the trine might work. I hope that was helpful and brought some light into the trine and the grand trine. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.